Hello, everybody. It's been a wacky day in the world of Premier League football. The international break is over, and we are back.
We are back.
Let's do this. I'm going to find the video first. Da-da-da.
Hit
It's
the
been
intro,
so
Bags.
long since we've been here, but I will hit the intro. Jesus, when you have a couple of weeks off and you forget everything. Anyway, I am Mags.
International breaks do it to you, buddy, unfortunately, don't they? I'm sorry, Your Lordship, continue.
I can't stand the international break. It really winds me up, especially when we've played San Marino. I mean, it's a nothing game. But here we are. I'm Mags, and joining me today, who certainly won't be biased in this game, Matt. How are you, sir?
I am good, thank you, Mags. As always, a pleasure, never a chore. This is, I said a few weeks ago that Liverpool Man United was the biggest derby match, biggest rivalry match in world football. This is the most personal match for me because my brother, massive Arsenal fan, this is about bragging rights in the Winners family. So anything less than a win is unacceptable today.
And looking at the table, it's pretty close between you and the Gunners. I mean, we've talked for the last season and a half almost about how Arsenal have been a letdown. They're now in fifth, 2 points behind. If they pick up a victory against Liverpool, they climb above you lot. So it's a huge game. Let's quickly fire through these lineups because Liverpool's pretty injury-ravaged side, to be fair.
Unfortunately, so. Graham, go back up. Hello, sir. Indeed.
Hello.
What's up, Tekkers? We are going to rattle through these lineups as far as we can. Scroll on the bottom of the screen. Obviously, Alisson in goal. Alexander-Arnold, as always, at right back. Costa Simicas coming in at left back, though. And Robson has come back from international break with an injury, unfortunately. The almost ever-present centre-half partnership of Matip and Van Dijk, it seems to be when they're fit, they play together. Works for me. Van Dijk with the captain's armband today because Henderson drops to the bench and replaced by Thiago Alcantara.
Yep, and that midfield is, for me, I think it's looking incredibly defensive, but you play with what you play. So they've got Fabinho, Thiago, who you mentioned, and Ox. It's finishing up the middle three, and then up front. I mean, even with Firmino not playing, that's a scary-looking front line of Salah, Mane, and Jota.
Indeed, Gremmy thing in the chat, even with injury-ridden, that is a very strong side. Strength in debt, as now compared to a few years ago, absolutely. A couple of years ago,
go on.
Terrible. A couple of years ago, would be red.
Yeah, but I think there is still issues there because you look at the bench and you see quite a few players who maybe wouldn't get in the side ordinarily. I mean, you've got Canate, you've got Henderson, Minamino, Phillips, Gordon, Kelleher, Beck, Morton, and Bradley making up all the substitutes.
I'm very excited about Owen Beck. If he gets some game time, he is a phenomenal young talent. I can't wait to see what he can do if he gets on. Arsenal, of course, could be a first choice team. The revelation of the season, Aaron Ramsdale's in goal. He single handedly has cemented that number one spot for himself, and obviously got a clean sheet on his England challenge. But he had two big still.
He did.
Tomiyasu and Tavares. Fullbacks, Ben White and Gabriel at centre half. And in that midfield, Samuel Lokonga, Saka, Partey, Smith Rowe. Oof, that's a tasty lineup in the middle.
And then Lacazette and Aubameyang playing off each other. That's a nearly full strength squad for Arsenal. The only one really missing out there who's been playing a lot of regular football is Odegaard, and he's been dropped to the bench on Tierney has not started as well, but they're both on the bench. We've got Leno, Tierney, Odegaard, Maitland-Niles, Holding, Suarez, Pepe, El Nene, and Martinelli all on the bench. So even Arsenal's bench is packed full of players who were in form. So it's going to be an interesting game.
That is a very strong bench, Mags, for Arsenal today. Graham in the chat is saying it. Calvin Kelleher over Adrian. Liverpool fans will agree. Unfortunately, Adrian had his moment.
I think any fans would agree. It doesn't necessarily have to be Liverpool fans. But we mentioned at the top of the show how interesting a day of Premier League it's been. Obviously, we're going to cover that more in depth on the volley on Monday.
We will indeed, yes.
Oh, and here we go in the chat. Hopefully, he's still self-isolating after he's got the
James Getwell soon. Miss Rona has visited, unfortunately, but get well soon, bruv. But aside from that, this is what it's all about right here. This is what we obviously we always forget to do with Mags. We should probably get our prediction out of the way before we get cracking with everything else. So, what are you thinking? What you thinking, Mags?
So, Arsenal go into this informed team, into this match certainly with 3 wins in the last 3. Liverpool have kind of been floundering. They've got a win, a draw, and a loss in their last 3 league games. So the safe money will be with Arsenal having a full squad, in form, but you can never count out that front 3 of Liverpool.
I know, like at Anfield as well, of course.
And it is at Anfield. That's true. A lot of players will be hoping to make a big impression to try and force their way into Klopp's thinking. So I think Liverpool are going to pull it off. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1 to Liverpool. This has been, as we've been saying, this has been a very topsy-turvy day. I know that I often say that the joke is always me 2-0 to Arsenal. And up until maybe even 2 months ago, Mags, you were laughing in my face about it. But the fact matter is that 2-0 to Arsenal is a realistic thing today. However, given how the rest of the day has been today, my bet is quite simple. I haven't put money on it. If we ask Graham, no, I don't bet on Liverpool.
I was actually going to chip in then and ask.
My bet is 3. Be the third 3 all of the day.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with today's results. I mean, like I said, we will be covering these more in depth on the volley, but we started the day with Chelsea capitulating Leicester at Leicester. Leicester are now 12th in the league, which earlier in the season they were like 3rd. It just shows how
they improved this team from last year, and that team missed out literally by 2 goals end of last season from the Champions League.
It's still annoying me how they've spent so much money on Daka, and even when they're at the worst form they've been in a long time, he still can't get his way to the team. Ridiculous.
Indeed. Graham in the chat is saying he wants Ole's job. That's another one, of course. Solskjaer.
We'll get to that.
Will he get sacked? Will he get sacked? Let us know in the chat. Let us know if you think Solskjaer
will or should get sacked.
Can he be sacked at this point? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I'll quickly run through the rest of the results. Aston Villa, first win under Steven Gerrard, 2-0. Burnley and Palace in one of the games of the day, 3 apiece. Newcastle and Brentford going goal for goal, essentially, with another 3 apiece. Norwich picking up the victory against Southampton. I'm going to skip one for now. Wolves beat West Ham 1-0. Then Watford 4, Man United 1.
And by the way, it was 1-1 up until about 15 minutes to go, maybe even 10 minutes ago.
Harry Maguire got sent off. And I mean, after all, he's kind of showing off for England, putting cup in his ears, you would think he would want to put on a stellar performance against Watford. He was poor, absolutely poor. And the kicker is that Ole half-halved him on the way off.
That's not good. Graham saying Ole is in more peril than a Thanksgiving turkey.
The thing is, he's not. The thing is absolutely not.
But
Because
Graham does correct me as well. Of course, they were 2-up at halftime, mate. It's correct. I apologise about that.
Ironically, the change came when they brought on Van der Beek.
Yeah, but I remember talking to Graham about this at just after Van der Beek had scored. I'm like, give him minutes. We've been saying this all season. Give the man minutes.
I think he scored within 5 minutes of coming on.
5 minutes, yeah. Within 5 minutes coming on, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I do have to disagree. Yeah, that was the one I skipped over.
All right, fine.
I do think that Graham's wrong though. I don't think Ollie is in peril because nobody above him seems to care. They really, really don't. I mean, these are record-breaking losses time and time again. I mean, Watford had 2 penalties saved, so it could have been 6-1 to Watford.
Well, it was the same penalty, Mags, technically. So But you absolutely are correct. You're absolutely 100% correct, though. This could have been way worse. Let's not discredit Watford here, though, as well, because Watford were a fantastic performance. They've been putting in good performances under Ranieri. They smashed Everton. We thought, is that a one-off? Is it? It's clearly they went and smashed Man United.
Josh King has been awesome. Dennis has been brilliant. Sarr has been absolutely outstanding. Yeah, it's just this is a Man United team who, I mean, again, we'll get into it in the Valley, but they had 61% of the ball and could only muster 9 shots, 3 on target, where Watford got 20 shots and 7 on target.
Mags all the stats you need right there. And Graham in the chat is saying Liverpool lost, you can justify. Man United lost, you can justify. Thought by Watford will not be tolerated. That's my Liverpool fan, by the way, not a Man United fan. But as I do agree, there is a lot of cause for concern. If you're not concerned in that Man United boardroom, get out is what I would say. We're approaching kickoff here. We're within about 2-3 minutes to go before kickoff. A win is important for both sides, but is it important for both sides to not lose this game?
Yeah, I mean, with Chelsea picking up the victory against Leicester today, they're now 7 points clear of Liverpool, 9 points clear of Arsenal. So if Liverpool don't win this game, that 7 points is a big amount to claw back. So you definitely need to keep within touching distance. It's interesting how dominant Chelsea have been. I mean, I know they spent heavily in the transfer window bringing in Lukaku, but people had Man City and Liverpool pinned as the 2 teams that would challenge, and pretty much everyone had Chelsea maybe third, but they seem to be running away with it this season.
They are a little bit mad, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, only lost 1 game, 2 draws, 9 victories. It's they're going to have to do a slip up of momentous proportions for them to be caught. I mean, defensively, they've let 4 goals in 12 games. That's a goal every 3 games. That's outstanding defending.
Indeed, we've got a moment of applause here at Anfield. I've got to admit, I couldn't hear what it was being given for because I've got my volume turned down because obviously we don't want to be done for copyright reasons, even though just listening to a bit of commentary. But it's been well received by the entire Anfield and Arsenal joining in, of course, as well. Quite concerning. What Graham's focusing on here, actually, Matt touching his nose point. I thought he was doing odds on today's game. No, Graham. No, Graham.
He's been on the happy clappy powder. That's why he's touching his nose.
Ha ha ha. Of course, I will just say before, as we approach kickoff, of course, if you're new to Radio Tekkers, of course, we remind you as about to take the knee that we, of course, we support the anti-racism message, of course, from the Premier League. There is no room for racism in any walk of life, especially football. Of course.
Absolutely. Arteta on our screens now. Same kind of like Kendall style face, but this must be a guy who's there's so much pressure now took off his shoulders, and looks like we're just about ready to kick off.
Indeed, Oxlade Chamberlain's going to take the kick off, I think, as well. It's his former side, of course.
Mm-hmm.
This should be a great game to watch. This really should be.
I mean, they very rarely fail to impress. I mean, how many times has this game been pivotal in a league match as the players all take the knee?
Crucial is what I would say. Crucial. And we're off underway at Anfield. The entire Anfield applauding the knee, which is fantastic. These are the two clubs who very much respect the Anfield's message, so I didn't doubt anything less of that. Liverpool defending the Copa in the first half, kicking from right to left, as we say, and the ball back of Alisson as we get underway.
Yeah, and get your predictions as well in the chat.
Yes,
how do you think this match is going to go?
We want to hear from all of you guys watching along, and obviously if you're watching this later on demand, then welcome, of course. This is Radio Tekkers. Myself and Mag are here to provide with alternate commentary for Liverpool versus Arsenal in the Barclays Premier League for match day 12. Do feel free to like, share, subscribe to Radio Tekkers here on YouTube, or if you're watching on Twitch, there. And obviously to at Parvar Mag, at Matt.uk, at Radio Tekkers, and he's not here, take the gentleman _ on Twitter.
Yeah, don't follow Tanner. He's a no-show.
I'm trying, Tanner. Thank you, Graham. Matt, predicting Matt or eating mid-match instead of commentating. I've already had my tea, Graham. It's all right.
Okay, what did you have to eat? I mean, this is also a Tekkers kind of tradition where in lulls in the game we will talk about food.
It is indeed. I was very old school day. I had ham, egg, and chips.
Oh, classic! I had
it was gammon ham as well, so it was
pakora battered fish today.
A corner of battered fish?
No, pakora.
Oh, pakora! So my headphones, sorry. like a small corner off the end or something.
Yeah, a teeny tiny corner. Yeah.
Well, you never know. You have grandchildren, mate. You don't know if they nicked your fish.
So, brother James in the chat, he's saying he thinks 0-0 at half time, 2-0 Liverpool at full time. That's not a very confident Arsenal fan.
James, and he will confirm this, of course, in the chat. He is the biggest pessimist in the world. Graham is throwing in the chat as well. Be back with you back in a bit, guys. I'll get my last 2,500 steps in for GTBC record as I'm heading to Pennsylvania for wrestling later. Indeed. Listen to Google Back Up tomorrow when it comes out on Digital Media. Just find out what Graham is going to watch. Because I've forgotten what he's going to watch. He did tell me, but I have had a lot of messages today. It's been a busy day. As Liverpool were a bit of breakdown, but Arsenal do close it out.
But the ball comes straight back to Liverpool. Jota. Great defending by Arsenal, though, able to clear it. Liverpool win it back in the middle of the park. A nice bright first couple of minutes or so for Liverpool there. Yeah,
the beautiful thing is that we've got the we see a close-up of Tavares with the winter ball. And just scythe. Oof, Oxlade Chamberlain just scythe Tavares down. Wow. That was a reminder. That was a reminder.
And then yanks him up.
Indeed. Gabriel, they also haven't lost a game with Gabriel playing since February in the Premier League. But at the same time, Liverpool haven't conceded a goal with Tsimikas in the starting lineup in the season.
I think the difference is, though, Tsimikas has maybe played 4 games. Gabriel has been in the side week in, week out.
I'm just saying that the fact that stats are stats, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. And we said at the beginning of the season when Arsenal picked up Ben White that the way he plays, he could do with a player like Gabriel Magalhaes alongside him, just to solidify him And it seems to be a really well-working centre-back pairing. I really enjoy watching him play.
This Arsenal team cope well with Liverpool high press there.
Yeah, I mean, and the team's not that different to the team that was really struggling for big parts of last season and struggling at the early part of this season. But again, we talk about it all the time. It's about that steel, about that kind of a backbone that they're building into the squad. And I think relying heavily on the likes of Saka and on the likes of Smith Rowe and Partey's kind of return to form, I think it's added a good backbone to that Arsenal side.
It is indeed, and you need to run through the lineup, and that's why whenever someone picks their dream team, for example, they always start with a goalkeeper. They pick the strongest goalkeeper they can do because your confidence starts from your goalkeeper.
Because it's your last line of defence.
Yeah, because if you know that your goalkeeper is a great goalkeeper, then you know that you can step out a bit more. I was not thinking, we've got to score more because we don't trust the man in the sticks. Which goes back to what Tom Graham was saying about Adrian. Liverpool fans were not entirely happy with Adrian being the goalkeeper of choice when Alisson couldn't play against Atletico Madrid. The last game before COVID, of course.
Liverpool have had some dubious keepers in their time.
Although I had to admit, though, Alisson's performance against West Ham was not exactly stellar.
No, I mean one or two bad performances by a keeper is you can accept it, but exactly. When it's every single time that they play that you're panicking that they're gonna let the side down, that's when you have to change it up.
Absolutely, Alisson. On the ball there, no one went to challenge him at all. He had time to pick his pass there. Arsenal not looking for a really high press to be fair, but that's not how they play.
No, this is more about containing Liverpool for the first part of the match.
Yeah, because obviously they want to win the match, but at the same time, I think that I genuinely think Arsenal will be happy with a point.
I think they'll play to win. It's just the pace on this midfield of Arsenal. It's easier to play counter-attack football against Liverpool. Hello, sir. Can turn up to be in the chat, but can't rock up to do your duty. How are you, Mr. Tanner?
I will say, Mag, there was a lovely little 1-2 attempt there by Saka, and I think it was Lacazette, and the Saka went for return, and the ball was cut out nicely, but the energy and the thought process from Saka, that guy is going to be. He's going to be Gareth Bale level in a couple of years. And I'm talking about Gareth Bale now. I'm talking about Gareth Bale at his height.
Yeah, and the scary thing about him is he can play pretty much anywhere on the park.
He can play. He can play fullback. He can play wing. He can play in the middle, and he can play up front.
He could be the target man. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally is.
As the ball's whipped in,
as a Liverpool player down. So glance down my screen.
Clash of heads.
Yeah, you've got to be careful about that.
It's okay, sir. I forgive you. No,
you might. I don't.
Just for context, Tanner's going through a lot of transitions with work and with moving house. So his involvement in Tekkers and any of our kind of projects will be sporadic over the next few weeks. But that's the whole point of the team. That's the whole point of Tekkers as a group. That when somebody's not available, we pick up the slack between us. So it won't be long before you're getting your Tanner fill very, very soon. Indeed.
And let's not forget, of course, that I, of course, will be away for a couple of weeks in January, of course. So I'll be looking for someone to pick up the volley for me for a couple of weeks. Everybody knows I'm going away. Everybody knows I'm going away for a couple of weeks.
Now I said the nice things. I'm going to shoot now. I am sick of working with these part-timers. Rock up, do a few weeks, and then disappear.
Didn't complain. I was more than happy covering you when you were on your holidays, buddy, as well.
I appreciate it. and you're
only
going to Florida, aren't you?
I'm off to Obviously, America's Wang, as Chad likes to call it. Yes.
Is everything ready? All packed up?
Not quite. I've got some new clothes coming still.
Cool.
But the good thing about going to Disney, of course, is you haven't got to take as many clothes with you because they've got washer tumble dryers in your room, so you haven't got to take like 15 different outfits.
Who goes on holiday to do chores?
No, I'm saying that you can literally, and they're quick as well, so you can put it in there when you get back from the park. But it's also quite good if you've gone to one of the water parks. It means you can dry your stuff. So it is quite useful. And at the moment, especially because of certain restrictions in America, they're doing less. They're doing less service at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Oh, just caught on his heels there, Fabinho.
Some great, very tight defending though by Arsenal. Liverpool were struggling to break through. Then
I've got very impressive defending. Like it.
Yep, the back line pretty solid. Although it does look like White was, or is it? I think it's White was playing everybody on, breaking that Arsenal line.
But well defended by Arsenal that Fabinho couldn't get to it. We have over on Twitch, FIFA Connor. Hello, lads.
Hello, sir.
Welcome, sir. It's always a pleasure to have people watching over on Twitch.
Yeah, let us know what you think of the Arsenal result, the Man United result from earlier on today, Connor.
I've got a funny feeling it won't be pleasant. Unfortunately.
Keep the swears to a minimum if you can.
Yes, if you can. We do understand. We do understand. Arteta is almost on the pitch at the moment. Connor is saying, can we not talk about the United scoreline, please? We already have, sir. Don't worry. We won't bring it up for at least 5 more minutes.
I mean, we will talk about it on Monday. So
yeah, well, Talon wants to bring it up. Man United, lol. Keep Ollie at the wheel. He's saying,
secret agent Ollie.
As I said, you guys would drive this show. So
Ollie maintaining the course.
and Connor says, thanks, Tanner. That's brilliant. Because they're in different tacticals, they can't see each other. So we have to actually be the middleman here. So this is fantastic. Talking about managers, of course, with obviously Gerrard off on the way straight away with a win for Villa, and Dean Smith as well.
Yeah, for Norwich. Yep.
Massive win. It was 2-1, I believe, wasn't it? And they were 1 down, I think, as well.
Yeah,
so great win, and that's just going to show you that the deal was right to put her son in charge.
I mean, I'm not incredibly happy with those 2 results because obviously Burnley only were able to pick up a draw, so that means Watford and Villa both pull away from Burnley for a little while. But I do like Dean Smith, and I think Gerrard coming to Villa maybe like the testing ground for him to take the Liverpool job over the next
great ball
2 or 3 seasons.
Cleared out. Van Dijk header goes over the bar, out for a goal kick.
Liverpool are getting closer and closer, though.
Tsimikas has got that. He's really become a bit of a cult hero. He became that during the game with Burnley this season, where he was chasing things down left, right, and centre, and he puts in a shift every time he gets game time.
Yeah,
it's nice to know we can rely on our auxiliary left back, as it were.
Yeah.
Great tackle. Was it by Thiago? It was.
That's what you want from the best kind of holding midfielder, box to box player in the world, according to Tanner.
Thiago,
it's a great ball as well.
Right, Jota, unfortunately, didn't quite come off.
I think your stream's maybe about 2 seconds ahead of mine.
I'm going to pause because I'm live. I think you've got a little bit of stream. There we go. I'm on 13, 37, 38.
Man is this is not a spurious link as well. This is actually Virgin Media.
I know, but Virgin Media gets theirs on a bit of a delay from Sky, I guess. We've got in the chat saying, in all seriousness, can Ole really keep his job after this? We have mentioned that earlier, of course. I will, for the benefit of Mr. Connor, we will mention what Graham said earlier, which of course is Liverpool losses you can justify, City doesn't justify, but thought by Watford will not be tolerated. It's certainly by Man United fans.
The issue is who takes the job. If you sack Ole, that's fair. I mean, the results dictate that he should go, but nobody else wants the job.
Well, Graham we were talking with Graham. I was talking with Graham in DMs earlier, and he jokingly said that Rodgers is trying to lose his job so he can take the Man United job.
But even in a press conference, Rodgers has distanced himself from the Man United job, and I get that the managers are meant to do that, but even Rodgers, they're in free fall. Leicester are in free fall. Zidane has point blank refused to even be linked to the job. There's not a huge amount of top quality managers that are on the market.
Exactly. FIFA Connor says on Twitch, exactly, it's just sad. And then my brother pipes up saying, who would want the Man United job right now? And Tanner going dark, all of a sudden it seems when it's at Alex Ferguson turns up at the airport and kidnaps Zidane. And if you guys said, I don't want Zidane anyway, before he said he did not want it. Apparently, according to certain newspapers, he'll be interested at the end of the season.
Well, he doesn't speak a lick of English, and he said,
nor does Alex Ferguson.
He that's also true. But he said he's holding out for the France job.
That's fair enough. He wants the France job. Then I think that's a fair assessment. The thing is that Deschamps ain't going anywhere anytime soon, is he? Because France are doing all right, aren't they?
I mean, that's also true. But yeah.
James is backing you up on this one. He's saying Zidane will be our next French manager.
I mean, if Deschamps does leave France, I mean, he may be in for a shout with for Man United. Indeed. Or Arsenal's first real chance. And defended well by Liverpool, but interesting that Saka got through then.
Well, Saka has had the ability. Tomiyasu with a great cross, Max.
Mm-hmm.
And Oxlade-Chamberlain is one who followed him all the way in and got his foot in.
And got the clearance, done. And then Van Dijk, I think it was Van Dijk who made sure that the ball didn't even go off for a corner.
That's an example, Mr. Pogba, of why you stick with your man. Speaking of which, Zidane is okay with world-class players all over the pitch. We don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Oxlade-Chamberlain, did you see the stat on screen? Obviously, 132 appearances for Arsenal, won 2 FA Cups. Of course, so he won trophies, and of course he has now won a Premier League and a Champions League with Liverpool, even though he hadn't played a great amount in those campaigns.
There was an interesting stat that flashed up a bit earlier about Klopp versus Arsenal. This is his 12th game. In his previous, he's only lost once to Arsenal. 7 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss.
Just like put out, throwing it up there. 1 more trophy than Spurs, says Connor and Jack. That's you, say that, Connor. I am not getting involved in that argument. I'm not touching that with a barge pole. My nephew's a Spurs fan, bless him.
Well, this first almost 20 minutes has absolutely flown by.
It always will if it's a good game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not been quite end to end. I think Liverpool have had more attempts than Arsenal have, but Arsenal are now starting to knock on the door, pressing hard now and winning the ball back in mid.
This is what you said was going to happen. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You were all over this, Mag. At the beginning, you saw this coming.
I mean, it doesn't take long to figure out the game plan for Liverpool. It's just a matter of being able to keep those players in, and again, Saka is down this side. The ref says no foul.
Simicath did a great job of shepherding him back to his third defender.
Yeah, to Van Dijk, who just destroys him.
I've got to admit, I thought it was a little bit aggressive, but I'm not going to complain it wasn't given.
I mean, when Saka's absolutely ripping down that window, you want to let him know that you're there, I suppose.
Obviously, I believe in the USA, this game is being shown on Peacock, and Peacock has just arrived in the UK.
Ready in time for the WWE network, I assume.
I think it's exclusively on Sky. And Mane's in. This Mane's in Salas. I apologise. Oh, Gabriel got in the way very, very well there. James in the chat.
He got in the way twice as well. He forced Salah to take it onto his weak foot. Then
indeed, that's what you got to do. He is offside though. James in the chat. The key for Arsenal in this game looks like it'll be down the right. Basically where Saka is, definitely. Connor's saying, what does not help is players like De Gea defending Ole and saying it's their fault and not Ole's.
But the thing is, I actually agree a little bit with De Gea. These are players on hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds who should be putting in performances, and nobody is caring. I mean, yeah, the manager has to instill that kind of that fart into the players, and Ollie's certainly not blameless. But the players aren't even trying for the club, and they're the ones getting $500,000 a week from the club to play football. I mean, Pogba doesn't put in a shift. De Gea is probably the only player who's really looks like he's trying.
Van der Beek, when he gets game time, seems to be doing more than anyone else on that pitch.
And one of the massive issues that I've had with Man United is, and I mentioned it in the elite EPL game, that Ollie doesn't know how to kind of punish his players. I think he's one of these managers who wants to be best friends with the players. When a player has a shit performance, Alex Ferguson would give him the hairdryer. I mean, he gave David Beckham the boot, essentially.
Literally.
But Ollie doesn't do that. He smiles and I mean the half to Harry Maguire after getting sent off. That manager.
Who high five someone who gets a red card?
He should be fuming at Harry Maguire for that. Absolutely fuming.
I will say, for a little bit of balance, when Griezmann got sent off against Liverpool, Simeone high-fived and hugged him as well. So it's not exclusive to Solskjaer.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that, but Connor's pretty much nailing what I think in the chat. Man United don't need a manager who's going to be mates with the players. They need one who's going to bollock them if they shit. How many times has Pogba deserved a bollocking? How many times has Fred deserved a bollocking?
Absolutely, without a question of doubt. Let's look at the management Premier League. Most of the ones at the top of the table, they'll be your best friend if you're doing well. But if you're bad, if you're not in bad form, or if you need to kick up the arse, they are going to do so. I mean, I even get the feeling that Arteta has that streak in him a little bit now.
I think he's got it now. I don't think he's always
great block there by Van Dijk.
Oh, and again though, James is right. It's coming down this right hand side, and it's Saka all the way.
Connor in the chat saying CR7 has earned a few as well. Indeed, he actually did put the ball back on the net against Watford. It would have made it 2-2, but he was a mile offside.
Yeah, I was going to say he was the most offside that he's been. It's interesting that the top three managers in the Premier League right now are all the top two are German, with Klopp and Tuchel.
Well, of course, that is, if Liverpool win this game.
No, as it stands, the second with a draw, and then even at City, you've got Pep, who's had that experience of the German league and the German style of play. Maybe it's we need to have some more examples from the Bundesliga.
Well, this is it. I mean, look at. A lot of people were talking about the Bayern Munich team. Which got to the Champions League final in their own backyard, and then Chelsea beat them in their own backyard on penalties. It was a frightening defense and a frightening attack, but at the same time, I I'm not entirely sure, but the current Bayern Munich team isn't more terrifying. James in the chat is saying our counter-attack looks strong. And it is a strong counter-attack for sure. And Van Dijk and Mata need to be strong today. With love, Nagelsmann, but he's now at Bayern, says Connor.
Yeah.
Oh, that should have been. Oh!
A great ball cutting straight across. And that was Saka clearing it out of defence. The player is all over the park. And just going back to James's point, the counter-attack, yeah, that's where Arsenal potentially could win this game. With counter-attacking the pace of Saka and Lokonga, and then you've got like the holding play of Partey leading to Lacazette and Aubameyang. That's where the goals are going to come from for Arsenal.
Absolutely. Fabinho's last man back and passes it back to Alisson. Alisson reminds me a lot of. Do you remember? I'm trying to think of the goalkeeper who always Gabor. Was it Gabor Kirali who always used to turn up in trackies all the time?
Yeah,
it's not quite the same sort of trackies, but
there used to be another one for Chelsea as well. Dimitri Karin used to turn up with trackies as well.
It's I don't see any reason why a goalkeeper can't do that. Absolutely, I think it reminds me of the olden days. Well, that's a strong tackle by Van Dijk on Saka.
Yeah, Van Dijk is he must be in the crosshairs for a booking now. That's about the third or fourth heavy tackle he's put in. It looks like he's been warned by the referee there.
It's a reminder to Saka, I'm still here.
Yeah, and going back to Connor's comment about Nagelsmann, I think the German managers in the Bundesliga do tend to kind of rotate around, but it does kind of throw up an interesting one. If you're looking to Europe for a Man United manager, I think if Ollie is going to go, you need to pull out all the stops to get Ten Hag, I think.
Indeed, I've got to say maybe he's like a Simeone. No foul given.
Yeah, he's so embedded at Atletico, though, isn't he?
Corner. Also, Chamberlain just ran out of the defence, and that was a bit of a shame. Only got corner out of it, but
clocks that anger. He's took his glasses off.
Goals from corner this season. My first 11 games this season. Liverpool, West Ham with 5 apiece, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Wolves with 4 each. A lot of goals from corners this season. This is good.
Yeah, and if you're a Football Manager 22 player, you should check out Omega Luke's video for tactics. He's got a tactic running where
it's fantastic.
He gets like 60 goals from set pieces a season. It's absolutely superb.
His tactics are so good, Mags. I've won back-to-back leagues with Colchester United.
Yeah, he's so good. People definitely need to go and give Luke a sub.
Absolutely. What's his Twitter, Mags? We're going to be a bit of pimping.
At Omega Luke on Twitter. I think it's also that on YouTube. And he's got a great team of tacticians there. Ryan Cassidy is superb at coming up with formations and tactics.
Go check it out, guys. It's definitely worth your time. Connor in the chat, continuing what you're saying, Mag. Ten Hag will be very good. He has done a madness.
I know he said he doesn't want to leave mid-season, which is fair, but I think Man United can probably call this season a write-off anyway.
We've got an essay here from the boss. The issue of Ajax managers is that they're best working with a system where they've been from day one. It would be a massive culture shock at a corporate club. I wouldn't disagree with that necessarily. Ramsdale. Oh, Ramsdale.
That was close as well. I mean, that skimmed past Salah on the pass back.
A little bit so. Van Dijk retrieved the ball and played it forward to Fabinho, who locked it forward towards Trent.
It's a great ball. Trent with loads of space down that side.
Oh!
Whipped in. Oh!
That not got in!
And how did that not go in? How did that not go in? That's some great goalkeeping by Aaron Ramsdale.
What a bit of goalkeeping here. Alex Onana puts the ball in. the ball just falls. I believe it's to Thiago on his left foot on the volley, and then Mane tried to scramble it out of as Ramsdale drops it on the save, and then saves it again.
That hit from Thiago is brilliant.
That could be the save of the season.
And then he just instinctively puts his hands out to stop Mane.
That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
And we'll get a break and play now. It looks like Lacazzette's on the floor.
Indeed, absolutely. I don't feel to say better than that this season, Max.
It was point blank range as well, and his arms were already in the air when Mane took the last shot. But the shot from Thiago, I mean, he did mistake there by spilling it a little bit, but there's the stop there from the first Mane, then the flick by Mane, and Ramsdale palms it away. Great defending.
That's he had 4 goals this season. That's
the fewest goals conceded in the is tied with Edouard Mendy.
Bearing in mind, I know he was slow to start this season because Leno was still first choice, but
Mendy has played pretty much every game.
But even so, Ramsdale has been extremely good.
He's also faced more shots.
He has indeed. James is saying probably running our luck now. I'm just sometimes you need a bit of luck every now and again, Jay. Arthur, we're in. The flag has got. He put back on it, and the flag goes up.
And Lacazette is fuming about that.
As we've said many times, I hate this rule. Is he off? Yeah, he's miles off. Yeah. It's an outrageous back heel, to be fair. It's fantastic play. It needs to be better timed from
Aubameyang.
Not sure who it was. Was it Partey? I'm not sure.
No, I think the ball through was I think it was from Smith Rowe.
Fair enough. People kind of saying Arsenal still made a mistake, but I think any of my fans go for cheaper when they bought Ramsdale for. Maybe so, but I think Ramsdale is still a better keeper than Martinez long term. Martinez is a good goalkeeper, don't get me wrong. Martinez had a good season.
He had a great season last season. This season, probably not so much. Ramsdale is probably the better keeper over the long term.
With and Arteta and Klopp having to be separated on the touchline.
Wow. And
Klopp is literally being held back, and so is Arteta. They've got a bear hug on Arteta.
Wow.
What has been said on the touchline?
And we're getting a lot of sly eyes from Arteta. Looks like one of the managers is going to get sent off.
Both going to get booked. They've both been yellow carded. James in the chat saying, "Get your handbags out." Absolutely, the Arsenal players actually came over to support their manager. I think that Arteta wanted a red card for the alleged arm. We'll get to Connor in the chat is saying disagree. Martinez is better than Ramsdale by miles in my opinion. It's my opinion. Okay, so I personally believe Ramsdale is a better goalkeeper. That's my opinion. And this is a Klopp does not enjoy Spanish food.
Wow.
But he's never managed in Spain, so who knows?
I mean, both getting booked.
That is right, though. I think that if you're going to book one, you got to book them both because they were going at hammer and tongs. And that's it. To be fair, I like seeing that sort of passion, though, because we always thought if I actually had that sort of passion. And Tavares and Salah going shoulder to shoulder. Salah now, as 2 players, he sat down, by the way, now.
I'm just trying to scout through Twitter to find out what exactly went on between Arteta and Klopp and what was said.
It's getting spicy at Anfield. We're still only half an hour through this game. Jota on into the box, dispossessed, and thumped downfield.
Someone Someone has said that Arteta got a whiff of Klopp's breath and absolutely lost it.
Oof, crikey. Tan in the chat saying we're back Klopp to smash Arteta into pieces. You're the MMA guy, Mags. Who would you have, Arteta or Klopp in a fight?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Klopp looks like
Simicast's getting stuck in. Sorry, he's just possessed, and he's in. Oh my God!
Oh man,
Ramsdale is single-handedly kept Arsenal in this game.
He's putting in a shift already, and he's only half an hour into this game. Jesus Christ,
Simicast bullies the defender, and then wins the ball, puts it on a play. I believe it would have been an own goal. No, it's not. It comes off. It comes off
Salah at the end.
It comes off Salah's shin, yes. And then.
But again, though, Ramsdale failing to gather it in the first instance.
But
so there's still kind of holes in. Oh yeah, the save was fantastic, but there's still holes in his goalkeeping game. But he has kept Arsenal in this game.
He's still young though. He's much younger than Martinez, and that's why I feel that long term he will be the better goalkeeper. Fifth Colin in the chat, as we try and settle things out a bit, let's calm things down a bit, boys, shall we?
May be. This is definitely chat of the day so far.
Absolutely, Graham Souness's thoughts on the fight is it was not good from either, but you have to ask why Pogba did not do more to help the problem.
Well played, Connor. Well played. But yeah, going back to the MMA, Tanner said that he would back Klopp to smash Arteta into pieces. I think it's closer than that. Klopp looks like someone who he's so happy. He's so happy, but I think he's got a very vicious streak. And Arteta looks like he could take a lot of shots to the head without it kind of registering. So I would back Klopp to win on points.
I have to say, fantastic work for Ramsdale to then dive at Salah's feet to push away from him.
And the little lady.
Arnold! And it's saved again!
What a crack. He's laughing. He's just absolutely laughing his head off. This is a brilliant shift bar.
This is literally a highlight reel from Aaron Ramsdale.
In 36 minutes,
it's a great save, and it's a phenomenal strike by Alexander-Arnold on his left foot, and it's a fingertip save, and it's over the bar and into the north end.
Oh, he's by far the best player.
Punches the corner clear. Arnold back in. Ramsdale died, but it was blocked by the defender. Thiago. Simicast. Arnold wins it back and loses possession. And it's what a fantastic tackle by Fabinho at the back.
Double attack on that as well, though. He missed with the leading foot and caught it with the knee, I think.
Indeed. Tanner in the chat. Aaron Ramsdale is a monster. Few Connors hates Graham Souness, apparently. So that's all good. To be fair, I did not like Graham Souness. I think as a pundit, he's terrible. Saka now is on the right wing and up against Simicast. This has turned into a belter. How is it 37 minutes already, man? This has gone by so quickly.
And like I said at the beginning of the game, and like how James has said in the chat, the issue will be frustrating Liverpool to the point that the counterattacks for Arsenal come off. That'll be the worry. If Liverpool don't put this game away, Arsenal might smash and grab this.
They were good. Mane goes down under a challenge from Lacazette, and
quickly taken.
Thiago out to Matip, who likes to run forward nowadays a bit, and he's fouled. And he's fouled by Aubameyang. I've never been. This is probably the most excitable 0-0 I've seen so far in my entire life, Max.
I mean, if the Tekkers curse brings us games like this, I would happily have it as 0-0s.
We haven't had 0-0 all season, Max, so we guarantee goals here, surely. Colin in the chat is saying Souness' issue is he just biased? He doesn't like someone. He blames them for everything. Possibly. I can't speak him. I'm not in his head. That's a place I don't want to live. Alexander Arnold's corner in. Oh, he's got in! from Sadio Mane.
It was coming.
And it counts.
I mean, how many times can Aaron Ramsdale save Arsenal's bacon?
The free kick is phenomenal.
That will take a lot of pressure off Liverpool now. You could see how they were getting slightly frustrated that nothing was going right for them in terms of goals. But that free kick was glorious, perfectly placed, and Mane, the right person to be on the end of it. I feel sorry for Ramsdale because he's been outstanding.
Yeah.
Early run. But yeah, it's very, very simple. Ramsdale can be disappointed with his defenders there. Nobody got tight enough on Mane.
It's a great header, isn't it? So yes, as things stand, it is Arsenal 1. It's Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. I'm used to saying Arsenal 2-0, Max, is what it is.
And Ramsdale even got to that. He even got to the Mane touch, but unfortunately was not able to keep it out. I wonder if Klopp slyly flashed the V's at Arteta then.
Oof. Getting that goosebumpy sort of feeling, Mags. But I'm not counting my chickens. I've seen Liverpool lose 1-0 leads at Anfield before, unfortunately. But this is definitely a game which has excited me for sure. But Arsenal are very capable, and they're in here. Off.
Another last-ditch clearance.
Smith Rowe in there straight away again.
By Liverpool, sorry.
Oxford will give away a free kick near the halfway line.
Yep, oof. And that's a break in momentum.
Mane, that's his 8th Premier League goal against Arsenal. I believe he's only scored. I'm not sure who he's scored more goals against. So we could quickly check that stat.
Palace, I think.
Yeah, only scored more against Palace. Yeah. I have Connor chatting. I've also seen you lose leads at Anfield. Yes, we've lost. We have lost whilst leading at Anfield. Yes, we've done that a couple of times in recent memory. Unfortunately, we try to forget about that though. Thank you very much. This is a bit of a concern for Arsenal. Saka staying down. Connor laughing at me in the chat. Yeah, fine. It's all good. It's what we're here for. You're allowed to take fire by all means, young sir.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I support Burnley for God's sake. I'm used to the fire coming my way.
Now I wanted to bring up something, Mag. That's a perfect segue. I was watching the Sky Sports coverage earlier of the games at 3:00. And they had Adam McInally covering the Burnley game.
They did.
And who was the third goal scorer for Burnley?
Maxwell Corney.
Not according to Adam McInally. It was Michael Cornett. I'm not joking. Good strike and straight down Allison's throat.
That's his Chris Kamara moment, I think. I mean, that game was frustrating because Burnley should have had a penalty. But then again, it was also frustrating that Burnley was struggling to hold on to leads yet again.
Connor was saying in the chat, is it probably to go to sleep tonight and wake up for the season to be over? Take a frying pan to your head and maybe get a coma? I'm not really sure that side of things. Tan in the chat saying usually Jack
just remember, Matt is not a doctor. Just remember that.
I am not a doctor.
Not medical advice.
Here is a stat for you, though, Mags. We have never covered a Burnley game.
Tanner, I mean, we are after views. The whole issue, the whole problem of having a channel like this is we want views.
Do you see the booking there?
Is that the first actual booking on the pitch?
To be fair, yes, I believe it is. But in fair, that does deserve a yellow card. That was.
And it's not his first one. He had a challenge like that earlier in the game.
Yeah. Crossing a chat. Yeah, no Liverpool fan is smart enough to be a doctor.
That's Mane's first booking of the season. Looks like.
Actually, I can tell you, sir, that you're actually wrong there, because Paul Sinner, I believe, is a doctor. The
Sinner man.
Yeah, I believe he actually is a doctor. and he's a Liverpool fan, very passionate Liverpool fan actually, as it goes. So I believe that's right. Anyway, there certainly are some smart people who can be doctors and Liverpool fans. To be fair, I don't.
You just don't get a mix of the two very often.
No, exactly. I'm a chef, not a doctor.
Well, agree to disagree.
Thank you, Meg. Thank you.
You're
Mags.
welcome. You're welcome.
Of course, the volley on Monday is going to be extremely full of goals to discuss and talk about, of course, Mags. And of course, that'll be right after the amazing chain wrestling, of course.
Yeah, which did absolutely brilliantly this past weekend. We always knew that would be a bumper episode talking about the Montreal Screwjob, and there's a lot to cover there. But yeah, we went nearly 3 hours.
So much so that we decided to let the volley took a week off so you guys could just stretch out. That doesn't really talk about. So
yeah, exactly. But it'll be hard work keeping the volley to around that time with the amount of football we've got to talk about and the amount of goals, certainly.
Well, we'll see what we can do on Monday, of course. Check back here, of course, 11 p.m. UK, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. Cowboy time. Con in the chat is saying most football fans are not the smartest, to be fair. Well, to be fair, you get the plastic of Man City. Yeah.
and that's not the only content we've got here on Radio Tekkers this weekend. It's actually a very, very busy weekend. We've got football now, obviously. Then we'll have UFC coverage later on tonight, and then we're back tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. UK time, for a live watch along of the 1996 Survivor Series. So definitely check in for that. Me and Ori will be watching along with that, and then straight after we'll be recording our thoughts on the show with Scottish Danny.
That'll be fantastic for sure. Can't wait to watch along with you guys. Half time at Anfield. Liverpool 1-0. Phenomenal first half, man. Let's talk about it a bit.
Yeah.
Should we start with Aaron Ramsdale?
I mean, he's put in a shift already. It's just been outstandingly good. Without him, it would have been maybe 2-3-0.
It was a performance of someone who you would think would be at the top of the league already. Not if they win today, they'll go fourth. But bear in mind where they were when he started in goal this season. They were down 18th, 19th.
I think
that area.
Yeah, about 16th. I think the worst that they've been this season. But that's not what you expect from an Arsenal team. This is more the positioning that you expect from an Arsenal team, back in the top six.
Yes, even if Arsenal do lose this game, that's no slight on them, because without a question, Aaron Ramsdale certainly deserves to be coming away from this game with something. He's certainly the man of the match for me so far.
Saka has played really well. Bombing down that right.
Smith Rowe keeps getting in the middle where the goals are got, which is great. Tomiyasu is getting down that right side as well, providing good backup for Saka. Seeing surprisingly little of Aubameyang, though, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, and Lacazette, really. I mean, he's been involved in a couple of Arsenal's chances, but yeah, Aubameyang was miles offside for the biggest Arsenal chance. When Ramsdale made his debut, we were 20th. Was that? Oh, was that after they got whooped on the opening day?
I believe. I believe that was maybe a couple of games later. Oh yeah, because he made a debut in the cup, but not the league. James, is that league debut or debut in general? Because you could check us out one, because you'll know better than we will. From one Arsenal fan to another, Conor McCabe. Hello, gentlemen. So I've been watching my hometown college team with my family. Welcome, sir. You've missed everything.
Let us know how it went. But I commenting on how good some of the Arsenal players were. I don't think Liverpool have been at their best in terms of going forward. But players like Van Dijk has been really solid. Matic has been solid. But for me, Liverpool's best player so far has been Ox. I think
Ox has been really, really, really energetic, really running forward. James is saying Premier League debut. Okay, fantastic. Thanks for clearing up, James. Tsimikas, though, has been really tough in tackling. Won the ball, hurt the pitch, then made the run forward to get the cross in for Salah to get the ball and Ramsdale, fantastic save.
Yeah, and with Tsimikas, when he does lose the ball, he's forever like a chihuahua trying to get the ball back. So yeah, you can't fault him. I think it was Matic made a good last minute clearance, catching it with his trailing leg. Thiago has been instrumental in some of the Liverpool play, but the crossing by Trent has been outstanding so far. Like I said, Liverpool would be 3 down. Liverpool would be winning by 3 if it wasn't for Ramsdale and those last minute tackles. And a lot of it is coming from the balls of Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Absolutely. Communicating in the chat is saying sort of 1-0 at half-time. My prediction was 2-1 Liverpool. To be fair, it seems that everybody actually had Liverpool to win apart from me. Which is bizarre, really. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I've also learned to never bet on my own team. This has been a very enjoyable day. If you're just joining us here at Radio Tekkers, by the way, welcome. You've missed an amazing first half, but we're going to try and catch you as best we can. We are providing alternative commentary to Liverpool versus Arsenal from the Premier League here on Match Day 12. Myself and his lordship, Mags, are here to do just that. So please, he's not a fake lord, he's a real lord. A real, genuine lord, in the same way that I'm the podcast prince. But at the same time, to be fair, it can be argued. Connor over on Twitch is saying, I know a bit on my team and we still lose. Yeah, I unfortunately, buddy, we did today. It's been a very enjoyable first half for neutral, Mags. I mean, obviously, I've got a dog in this fight. Mags, you haven't. So
yeah, I mean,
from an unbiased point of view.
I mean, I do have a dog in the fight. I like when Liverpool get beat, so I see my Tekkers teammates upset. But yeah, from a neutral standpoint, it's been a great match to watch. Liverpool have had 11 shots to Arsenal's 3, 5 on target. We've had the battle between the managers where it looked like Arteta was ready to throw hands with Klopp. Yeah, this has been an exciting 45 minutes of football.
Yeah. Connor in the chat saying, I know there was a fight outside, but I would neither look like dogs. That's actually true. But at the same time, that sort of passion you saw from managers, which resulted in both being booked for the record, that is extremely the amount of passion there, it makes me extremely happy because it shows that both managers care. Tanner in the chat is some breaking news for us, Mags. Man United have apparently called for an emergency board meeting.
Oh dear.
That can only mean one thing.
And they are giving him the vote of confidence.
Oh God.
We are behind Ole.
That is basically a sack, isn't it? Oh God. Oh yeah, apparently David Ahaya said it was embarrassing and another nightmare. I'm quoting what he has said in the media. It was embarrassing the way we played today. The first half was very poor. It's not acceptable for the club and the level of players we have. It's another nightmare. There's been some difficulty, but I don't really know what to say. I've been a difficult manager for this club, but we're in a difficult situation now.
He's been sacked. So Justin Bath, it may be a fake Fabrizio Romano account, but it's saying that he's been sacked.
It hasn't come through to me just yet, mate. I'm good. I am. If we react to this live as it comes across. Dan
Burke at One Football is saying Man United have called a mercy meeting to discuss Solskjaer's dismissal. So it's looking like it's It's on, but who takes that spot?
Indeed. What I'm going to say is I'm aware of you guys in the chat. We'll get to you guys in momentarily. Whilst our chicken was trending, by the way, a lot of things to do with football, obviously. Mary Poppins is number 6 in the UK because that's the rival thing on BBC One when we started, Max. Mary Poppins is trending higher than Newcastle versus Brentford.
Wow. So this is from the actual Fabrizio Romano account. He's put Ole Gunnar on his future. I have always believed in myself. Yes, I think I can turn this around. I feel for the fans. I feel the same as them. We are embarrassed at losing the way that we are doing. We are in a very, very bad run.
I'm going to keep my eye. We're going to keep our eyes on this story as it develops, guys. Of course, it is a matter now of when, not if. It feels like while it's happening in there. Obviously, Connor in the chat is saying Ole's out. Obviously, over in thank Bleep from FIFA Connor over on Twitch. Graham backwards saying I needed 2,000 steps. Why decided to take me some 5,000 steps? Catching up at times 2 now. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'll be joining Graham.
We appreciate it.
Immediately after we finish here, Mag, I'm jumping onto Good Cop, Bad Cop, of course, to record for tomorrow's episode, which comes out with World Elite Pod. We've been waiting to get out with these guys for 6 months.
Wow. You sometimes it's hard to appreciate just how much work goes into creating this content. The amount of timing and planning that we have to go through to make sure we make these contents for you guys.
Absolutely.
Respect us for it, god damn it.
Absolutely. And of course, next month the Christmas crackers come out, and who knows, maybe even a little bit of special content regarding some of the highlights of Tekkers from this year. Who knows? We've been working on that. I am Max. FIFA Connor is saying as well, they're giving him a new contract with a clause. If he stays in the Prem, he gets a bonus.
Wow, can you imagine?
I can imagine that's the thing. Connor McCabe in the chat saying, I'm really surprised by Watford this morning, beating Man United 2-0. They beat them 4-1, dude. And Watford did a sleeper team system. They were 2-0 up, yes, but I'm guessing that since you went out and you came back,
it was 4-1. Mark Goldbridge, the Man United fan who
do we have him to win?
We all love to laugh at. He's actually making a great point here, and I do actually agree with him. He says it cannot just be Ole who goes. It's a whole managerial team, and Ole doesn't even do the coaching. All of them have to go. And I agree. One thing that has been really winding me up about Man United's performances this season is watching Phil Neville and Michael Carrick on the bench showing no passion, not even trying to G up the players. I mean, these are part of the new coaching team at Man United, and they do nothing. They do absolutely nothing. They should be as embarrassed as Ole is.
Some people are saying that Ole must be protected at all costs until next season.
Secret agent Ole should be steer the ship.
Solskjaer put his hands up to the fans as he was walking off. Some people saying
I think but when you were doing this, Matt, I think your hands were the wrong way around. He was more like that, and then that. Oh. That's what he was doing to the fans.
Well, apparently some people are saying that the interview that was given to the official Premier League, interview after the game, apparently Ole should have, quote, slapped him for asking him about his future. To be fair, it's a fair question. They've won 1 of the last 7 games.
Right. According to the Times Sport exclusive, Man United have called the meeting, which we already know. The Sunday Times have been informed that this meeting will be scheduled for 7 p.m. And the first topic on the agenda is the compensation terms of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So it's almost confirmed now that Ole will not be Man United manager by the end of the day. Who is the replacement, though?
They're talking about it now on the Sky Sports coverage. I'm just trying to listen to what they're saying.
It looks
they're
like
confirming now on Sky Sports. They are now, yes.
So it looks like the Glazer family have also instructed club officials that they have to go for number 1 target, Zinedine Zidane, to take the job. they will increase their financial offer to the 3 times Champions League winning coach.
Indeed. Right, we're going to go through some of the people things in the chat here. Connor confirming with Connor, 2-0 was half time. Graham saying way late, but Zidane is a must signing. He would be a major upgrade on Fred.
Connor, and McTominay.
Connor still in the chat. I did the foam on the top of the shit show. All need to go. Micah Pellegrini from the Devoid brand saying, "Look,
Hello,
it's my
sir.
favourite Brit and Matt."
I actually watched the episode of that you were on the quiz. Firstly, was there some dissension in the Devoid podcast? There was a little bit of a announcement that Marker has been relieved of his duties as the leader of a certain group in Devoid. But what a shift your opponent put in on those Beatles questions!
Oh, it turned out that he literally had memorized the entire thing. I was so struggling. I had to tip my hat. The Brits got completely outclassed by someone, but apparently he'd been listening to them since he was a child. So phenomenal work. I do tip my hat, and I can't wait to collaborate with him again in future. Connor in the chat over on Twitch. Mags the legend. All praise the Lord. Indeed,
Yes.
the Lord is in attendance.
Ben Varney.
That should definitely be in your Twitter bio. We're coming up for the second half here. Of course, if you're just joining us, it is Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0 at half time. No changes being made at half time, I believe, but why would you want to if you're Liverpool? You carry on actually going something. Tanner, confirm what you're saying there. Tanner, Omotimiji is in 30 minutes time. We will keep across that as best we can. Obviously, we won't be in the room, obviously. But as soon as we get any news, if we are on the air, we will bring it to you live here on Tekkers.
Yeah, and as I said, Time Sport have said that the main topic of discussion in that meeting will be the compensation package. So it looks like either way, all his time as Man United boss is up.
Indeed, Connor on Twitch is saying, "I'll bend both knees for you." That's just not touching a bartol. Biker says, "Mags, we'll have to get Mags on the game show. Who is another problem."
Yeah, I mean,
but that's okay.
Matt's general knowledge is superb, but he was destroyed in that Beatles round. I was blown away. I was watching it slack-jawed because you were plucking out songs that were pretty. I would say not many people would have got them, and he was just rhyming off literally album for album. It was just a great performance.
The benefit is that I've increased my Beatles knowledge because I was schooled by my brother-in-law for not knowing any Beatles, pretty much. So I upped my knowledge on the Beatles by basically reading
it was not enough though. It was not enough because he would have beat you no matter how many.
Absolutely,
he didn't even get out of first gear.
Not like that, you dirty bastard. Absolutely. The thing is that there was actually, and I did bring this up with Derek afterwards, of course, is that Derek screwed me.
Well, I mean, do you really want to talk about that live?
No, because when I said Buffy the Vampire Slayer was on the list, it was.
Oh.
Yes. So Derek screwed me.
Well, he may say that it was actually not Derek who screwed Matt, it was Matt who screwed Matt.
Maybe he does. But as Michael says, I've still got a chance in the tournament 2-1 with a possible draw. Absolutely, I've got a very chance. And now, who we're talking about the day. Fair enough. Right, we'll move on. We have kicked off here. We're about a minute and a half into the second half here. Liverpool back on the top end.
I thought we'd kicked off.
This is
Arsenal on the ball though. Has that been given for offside, or is that an Arsenal throw?
Offside has been flagged. What time is on your clock, Max?
So I've got 46:50.
Okay. Somehow I've gone further ahead.
Virgin Media, internet is absolutely brilliant with Virgin Media in terms of speed. TV is always behind.
Yeah, Mags. Micah says that Shedley avoided the bitch, as you know, Matt. So when that will be is a struggle and a half, but that's okay because it's worth the wait. It's not a problem at all. Anyone who is just joining the chat, welcome to Radio Tekkers. We are covering Liverpool versus Arsenal. Currently 1-0 at the start of the second half. Myself and his lordship Mags are bringing you alternative commentary. Feel free to throw down in the chat what you think the final score is going to be, and of course anything that's on your mind. Tell me your food takes. If you got a take on what the best pizza is, you can do that if you wish to. We have a picture here, Mags. Do we? Okay, we're just adjusting the background so we can see this. So we're okay.
There we go. So the quote on the Twitter was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer refusing to give any attention to a presumed pitch invader in a full Man United kit, and it was Van der Beek.
Very good. Very good. Micah is asking the fight of the close combat sport expert, Mags, who do you think wins, Oliveira or Poirier?
Oh, who? Say that again.
Poirier, I'm guessing it was. Not sure. Someone who doesn't know what I had to say.
I love you, Matt. You are amazing.
That's my deal impersonation, Mags.
What do you think? What do you think his first name is? Hercule.
I said Poirier, not Poirot.
Anyway, this is a hard fight for me to pick. I love Charles Oliveira. I think he's a great champion. But I have such a soft spot for Dustin Poirier. His kind of transformation in his UFC career has been phenomenal. Going from kind of like essentially you call a gatekeeper to being one of the arguably one of the most rounded fighters in the division. It's just that Oliveira can win on the feet. He can win on the ground.
Oakley Chamberlain.
Oh, and that was a close call. So I'm inching towards Oliveira, but I do want to see Poirier win. Either, and then saying that both of them will eventually lose it to Islam Makhachev, because that guy will rule the lightweight division for the next 5-10 years.
You heard it here first. Mag knows what he's talking about, and you can hear more from Mag and Carlos on tonight here on Radio Tekkers with more of 5 rounds.
Oh.
Ramsdale again getting down well. Connor is saying over on Twitch, it's poetic justice in the game against Ole sacked. Our one goal was scored by the man that Ole received the hate.
Yeah.
Mike comes back by saying, I say Dustin started Charles within 2 rounds. Sadly, this match should have already happened in the summer.
The thing is, that's a possibility. This is one of the hardest fights to call. But for me, I think Charles is so well rounded on the feet, and his ground game is arguably one of the best in the whole of the UFC. So it's going to be a hard fight for whoever wins. A quick victory does benefit Poirier, but it's going to be exciting to see.
Fair enough. Conor McCabe in the chat, bringing us up to speed with as you asked him, Mags. My local team won 5-4 penalties. I scored a late goal in the 95th minute, sent it to penalties.
Clutch win. Win.
We're advancing into the semi-finals next weekend. That's fantastic. I'm very happy for you, buddy. Micah is... Go on.
I was just going to say, Paddy Power have now paying out bets that had Ole pinned as next manager to be sacked.
Okay, well, let's. I think that's pretty much everybody. Michael Pellegrini, I want an. I'm not going to try and pronounce that, Max.
Go on, just have a go. Just have a try.
An Islam Gator?
Nearly. Gaethje.
That's not bad. Not bad for someone who's never heard of him before. Title eliminator fight. Don't get me wrong, I like a bit of UFC, but I usually watch, like, I don't know who this is fighting. Oh, it's Jotterin!
Oh, wow.
My voice cracked then.
I think that's the game. That's the game to bed now. Oh, Arsenal looks so disappointed.
Talk us through here, Max.
So Trent loses the ball.
Win possession and then lose it straight. Then
Well,
pass it to Jota.
Yeah, it wasn't a winning possession. It was just a very poor
Tavares,
pass. Tavares that gives it to Jota. Jota dinks one, breaks an ankle, breaks Ramsdale's ankles, and yeah, all over. But the shouting now, very calm from Jota to pick that up and slot it away. But yeah, 2-0. Wow, and that's his 5th goal against Arsenal, the most he's ever scored against one single club.
Absolutely, it's Liverpool Arsenal 0. So shooting coming on now, Mags, as well.
Who's that got off? Lokonga for
Maitland-Niles.
Maitland-Niles.
That's an attacking move.
There's still time. I mean, we're only 53 minutes in. Oh, Jesus Christ. Who was that? I can't see who that was, but essentially they've just ran through. It looked like Gabriel. That wasn't Jota, surely, who just did that. I hope we get a replay of that. But essentially, in Liverpool, it was a goal kick to Arsenal, and it looks like Jota's just ran through a defender to try and attack the kick. And I don't understand what went on there, but anyway.
We'll keep your breath as soon as we get information about that, Max.
Yep. So we've got Marker in the chat saying his 5 rounds will be allowed tonight. It could possibly be. Depends on what time Carlos is able to get in from work. If not, we may be playing a little bit of catch up, but we'll try. Tanner saying this is why you don't fight fire with fire. Just ask Ole. Oh. James, nothing changes when it's against the bigger teams. Yeah, unfortunately. And then Connor, if we win next weekend, we will go to the Division 2 National Championship. Well, good luck with that, sir.
Indeed, this has been I've got to say, Tavares has been pretty solid all season. It's a bit of a shame that he made an error against me. He really.
Some interesting stuff coming out from the Express website saying when Harry Maguire was sent off, he furiously threw the armband at Bruno Fernandes.
Liverpool again. Defended well. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Rather strange ball from Oxlade-Chamberlain there. But Simicast winning it. Fouling.
It says Man United season set to come even worse in their game against Watford. Harry Maguire sent off midway into the second half. The United captain vented his frustration by throwing his armband at the perplexed Bruno Fernandes to cast even more doubt on the atmosphere at Old Trafford. All is not well, and apparently Solskjaer was seen with tears in his eyes after the game.
Colin in the chat over on Twitch saying I thought Tanner does not like me after the Ole comment.
That's not true. Tanner loves everybody.
Graham in the chat is saying skipping half-time talk. Apologies. I missed anything important.
So the Express are reporting that Man United are holding private talks with Roy Keane.
Oof. Is it a case of like you can't do any worse? I'm not entirely sure. Graham, to answer your question, Graham, you missed quite a big thing at half-time, to be brutally honest. But I'll be still talking about it now, so when you catch up to this part, you'll know this part. But the Man United fan over on Twitch has said it best, so I'm just going to let this one sit there.
That's fair.
Roy Keane, basically no from Connor.
They're not confirming that Roy Keane's in talks for the job or even an interim position. Just he is maybe involved in the conversation. That's all.
Wouldn't be I'd say part of a coaching line, maybe wouldn't be a bad move. Mane, what a save by Ramsdale!
I mean, even at 2-0 down, Ramsdale may get the pick for man of the match from me.
Absolutely. Connor over on Twitch. I've got to say which one it's on because we've got two Connors in the chats now. FIFA Connor in the chat is saying, if he gets the job, our club is fucked. Not entirely sure that's accurate. I mean, you can't argue he's got more passion than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Tanner in the chat is saying Arsenal preventing Arsenal from a goal is the most Arsenal thing all day. The word Arsenal has now lost all meaning. Thank you, Tanner. Liverpool get the ball away now to Arsenal. Smith Rowe.
And again, Arsenal losing it in the
and Liverpool
midfield.
turn it over. Off the Chamberlain to Salah.
Oh,
Jota.
That was a great touch by Salah. Unfortunately, Jota wasn't able to control it, and it looks like him and Ramsdale have clashed. Somebody's thrown the ball at Jota.
I think Jota may have connected with Ramsdale's head here.
That first touch was good. I don't. There's definitely no intention there. He only puts his foot in to win the ball.
No intention at all. But I think
Ramsdale certainly does go in heavy. Yeah, I mean,
but that's what you got to do. You got to dive in.
Jota's got every right to go for that ball. I don't think anyone deserves a booking.
Jota's still down as well. If I think it's like both are winded.
Mm-hmm.
While we are a little bit of break and play, we're going to do something in the chat quickly. Connor in the chat over on Twitch is saying his passion involved football boots being lodged in people's skulls. Maybe he needs a bit of that to get a bit of discipline in that dressing room. Mark Pellegrini over on YouTube is saying, any shocking survivorship predictions? Once again, it's a bit too late for me tomorrow. Absolutely, because I believe Mike is 2 hours in front of us.
Wow.
So yeah, it's going to be 2 a.m. before it starts for you, mate.
In terms of shocking, I think the build-up for Survivor Series has been very lackluster. But my shocking prediction is it'll be a decent card because WWE pay-per-views tend to be pretty decent to watch, even if the build-up is not the best.
The card will be. The card is relatively strong. I mean, let's face it. Nakamura versus Priest, for example. Yes, please. Mm-hmm. Yes, please. I would happily watch half an hour of that. We won't get half. I'll get 10 minutes probably. We're gonna have Charlotte versus Becky again.
Any reason for that is fine.
That's fine, but I would quite like to see Liv beat Becky for the title after this. I quite like to see Liv actually being pushed because I think she's got the fan base now for it. I also see Big E going over Roman.
No.
I see Big E going over Roman because they keep. But
that's a shenanigans match if I've ever seen.
I don't see him winning cleanly. I can see some SmackDown people betraying Roman because they're sick of Roman and everything he's done over the last year, basically to like screw him. I can see that happening for sure. We've got more in the chat. We're back on the way now, by the way. Half an hour ago still here at Anfield. Does one not remember Roy Keane at Sunderland? I think I will pass.
I know, but then also remember that Sunderland don't have the players that Man United have.
Absolutely. Graham in the chat is saying, one of the guests today on Good Got Bad Cop said he recorded 3 podcasts today. What do you make of that? This is my 4th, sir, by the way, today.
I mean, that's a regular thing. I mean, if you want to be pernicious about it, I've got 2 today, 2 tomorrow, 2 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, Wednesday. 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday, break on Friday, and then it's the weekend again.
They're not easy days, as Michael Pellegrini is going to say below. He says, I've done 3 a day before, not easy the day. Absolutely.
If you remember back in the dark days of the breakdown of Brainbuster, I was in the middle of a mammoth recording session where I think I did about 8 hours on the bounce for content for the network, and it was closed by the time I'd finished that content.
the way it can go sometimes, unfortunately. Into Twitch chat, 5-on-5 matches are always good at Survivor Series. They traditionally are quite good usually, and they do build stuff for Rumble as well nicely at Survivor Series usually. He's also saying, apparently I'm high if I actually think that. I point out I don't see E winning cleanly, but I can see E winning because I do feel that Roman can lose this match because he doesn't lose the championship. So that's fine, obviously. And besides, there's nothing to say that Lesnar won't screw him. Because Lesnar is due to return to SmackDown on the 12th of December anyway. So even if it's just his music blaring, distract him long enough for it to happen. It could happen. Nothing better for Brock than to get in his head. And I'm fully aware of this, me doing the whole thing in kayfabe, but this is what I do.
Apparently, there's a lot of people linking the new Man United manager to be Jose Mourinho.
What from Roma?
He's not having the best. He's not having the best of times at Roma. He's already got his team's backs up. He made a press conference, I think it was yesterday, where he said outside his first 11, he can't trust any of the players.
I got opposite him and ball in. And it goes right across the other side. It also a pen right back. It all 10 back. And Rambo retrieves that one. Okay, Graham's fingers caught up. Graham's fingers caught up in the chat here. He's saying, okay, I think I got the drift of the halftime talk. My knowledge of only affecting in Turkey was very much accurate. Unfortunately, yes. He won't win as well. It made him look strong at the end of SmackDown. Well, we'll beg to differ on that one, I think, Connor. Mike is saying, Matt, we still have to do our one about our claim WrestleMania 24 being the rest of WrestleMania. Maybe we could do that this year.
I know,
may have to be next year, dude, because I don't think that we're gonna be able to get our schedules lined up this year because December is the busiest month of the year for podcasters.
And especially when you do Christmas crackers, which are always a cracker.
No pun intended. And Connor over on Twitter saying, why would we bring that Portuguese flop back? Aubameyang in, but saved by Alisson. And
easily cleaned up by Van Dijk. And straight away, Liverpool on the break.
And cynical foul by Lacazette.
Yeah, he just puts Trent down. Sits him down.
We've got 25 minutes to go still. If I have to get a goal back, it will set some nerves tingling around Anfield because unfortunately we've been in this position before. Party's on the ball here. Flicks it forward. Tavares is forward here. No one on him at all.
An Arsenal goal would be perfect for me because I did predict 2-1. Oh, there's a lot of talk of Ralph Rangnick as well being the manager for Man United next.
Our good friend Sai on Twitter is saying if Ole is going tonight, that's a very sad end. 100% necessary, but still very sad.
I mean, we've said on this show how much of a nice bloke he is and a Man United legend, but this run as manager is severely in danger of ruining that legend status he's got at Man United.
It's damaging it day by day. Odegaard come on for Lacazette, who goes straight off on the other side so they can get him off straight away. Fiona Connor has got a question for you here, Mags.
Yeah, so it's Ralph Rangnick, the guy that he's the Leipzig manager.
There's the answer.
But he's a good manager. He really is. But will he leave Leipzig to come to Man United? That's the pertinent question.
I would say not.
Liverpool. I mean, we've got the sound down at the game, but apparently the chant going around is always at the wheel, and they've been singing that for the last 20 minutes.
it's another poor pass, and it's literally a 50-yard pass backwards through the entire defence and managed onto it. So it's a good thing that Gabriel's there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So United Zone on Twitter have just said people need to realise Man United will be without Maguire and Varane for the match against Chelsea next week. Oof. God damn it.
Oof. We have in the over on Twitch. Oh yeah, I love this guy you will meet, just not the cutthroat need to be a top level manager.
That's the problem with him. He wants to be the friends of everyone who's playing underneath him. When you can't be like that, you have to be ruthless. You have to have a mean streak.
Salah forward.
Great little ball. And cleared off the line.
Saved by Aranda, and it cleared.
Yet another great save by Ramsdale. Still looked like it was going to squeak in at the back post, but I think it was Gabriel with the last ditch clearance, or it might have been Ben White.
Salah looks up and dinks it across for Jota, and
Ben White clears it off.
It was going wide, I think. What a great save.
The original camera angle, it looked a lot closer than it were, but great save originally.
He's going the wrong way, and he turned it back across goal. Fantastic. And the corner is cleared out and will be recovered here. Back to Alisson, actually, guys. I'd like to imagine he won't leave. You just got there. Germany do like to keep the managers bedded in for a while. And Graham is now saying he's now back live. Welcome back, sir. As always, it's fantastic to have you along live with us here. And of course, anyone else who is watching along with us live, if it's for the first time, welcome. If you're here before, we can't get rid of you, it seems. And that's always a good thing. Liverpool leading 2-0 here of Arsenal. And breathe, Max. And breathe.
So according to Fabrizio Romano, internal talks are still ongoing for Solskjaer. The majority of the board are pushing to give him the sack immediately. The final choice will be up to Joel Glazer. And one of the favourites for the new job is Ralph Rangnick.
So that keeps it in.
I think they should force between Rangnick and Ten Hag if they can.
Gabriel looked like he clipped Salah's heels. He tells Salah to get to his feet, and then Fabinho body checks. And Salah's screaming, saying, "What? That yellow card is he giving a card to Salah or to Fabinho?" Is that a foul, Max?
It was certainly rough. He stands on the back of the ankle. Salah
he takes his leg away.
Salah makes a little bit of a meal of it.
And if Fabinho gets booked for that, and to be fair, that is a booking, I feel. He's had a couple of hours already.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get a card there.
But I think if you're going to book for that tackle from Fabinho, you have to book for the tackle from Gabriel.
Fever Connor says, the Glazers know about football. The baby does. Micah says, the Champions League stream on Wednesday? I have to say, I don't think we were planning on it, were we, Mags?
I know I have podcasts on Wednesday, but I'm sure we can talk.
We will discuss it, and if we are going to do a Champions League stream, we will make sure we publicise it across Twitter, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not entirely sure what games are on this Wednesday, to be brutally honest. I'm going to have a quick glance at Mags while we have a little lull in the action.
You say lull, and Mohamed Salah is bombing down the wing again. Wins a free kick.
The games. Oh
no, he hasn't won a free kick. It's actually gone off for a throw-in.
The game's on Wednesday.
That touch. Great touch.
Do you know the game's on Wednesday, Mags?
Yeah.
Inter versus Shakhtar, Sheriff versus Real, Sporting versus Dortmund, Besiktas versus Ajax, Club Brugge versus Leipzig. Will they be out of the manager by that point? Atletico Madrid versus Milan, Liverpool versus Porto, and Man City versus PSG.
The Atletico Milan match sounds like it could be the best one. I think Milan are second in their league.
They are second in the group, I believe, yes.
No, but in the actual Serie A, I think Milan are second.
Oh, right.
Tomori has been putting on a massive shift as well. Arguably one of the best defenders in European football today.
Oh, the pass back. Ramsdale was scrounging there for that back pass that was given to him. After the wheels, this feels more. The flag is finally gone up here for Arsenal here. Connor saying in the chat, we could be out of Champions League because we won't have a manager this week's Champions League game.
They'll definitely put someone in interim in charge. The issue will be if it's Carrick. Oh, some interesting news for you, Matt. Max Verstappen has been summoned to meet with the stewards.
Okay, I believe that may have been to do with
him. His terrible driving.
I think it might have something to do with the qualifying today. Pierre Gasly. As we have Manny in on goal.
Oh,
it's Salah. It's so easy.
So, I feel so. This Ramsdale is putting in the shift like De Gea puts in the shift against Man United. It's everybody else letting him down.
Unbelievable finish.
Yeah, so
it's all about Mane's run there. He could have shot himself. He squared it for Salah, and it's in the back of the net. Ramsdale couldn't get anywhere near it.
The summoning for Verstappen is for not respecting the double yellow flags.
That's what I was
expecting yellow flags.
I was expecting to be the case, but at the same time, Bottas would have to be as well because I didn't respect him either. But if that's the case, then I have no problem with it, of course. Yeah, absolutely devastating attack from Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. It's just come easily as well because this hasn't been classic Liverpool. This has been winning at a canter Liverpool.
Winning at a canter Liverpool for sure, and that's despite the fact that that Ramsdale has been putting in a shift like that. Phenomenal performance, and with quarter to go, it's free.
Mm-hmm. Oh, again, more reports coming through from the Express. Apparently, Bruno Fernandes had to be dragged away by his teammates after he was clashing with Man United fans at the end of the game.
Anyway, fans.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely not a good thing. That's definitely not a good thing. Confirmation of the score.
A tense standoff, apparently. Great save there by Alisson as well.
Needs to be as well.
Not that he's had much work to do.
No, but he has done. He dealt with very well. So Saka's going to take this corner at the Anfield Road end. And but it beats the first man, but it's cleared out and it's been put back in. But Flag's gone up. Flag's gone up much faster in the second half.
The meeting, the Zoom meeting should have started for Man United now.
From Jota's going off, I believe, for Minamino.
Yeah, because the game's over. Why risk an injury to Jota and give Minamino some minutes?
Absolutely. Connor over on Twitch is saying F Verstappen. That's your prerogative.
I mean, I wish he'd said Verstappen. If you give that a quick read.
We forgive your typo. That's fine though. Graham from Google Bago is saying it's Matt's prediction of 3-3, good or bad. Then after the third goal, which James replies to that. There's hope for me yet. Then Graham. Henderson and Minamino on for Oxlade-Chamberlain and Jota. Bruno is just pitching to get 10 goals a season now from a penalty spot since Ronaldo joined. That could be a good point. Mag, could you take the next two for us, please? Let's got to do a quick bit of admin work here.
Yep. So Connor said, "I do apologise for all my swearing. It's fine. We like a good swear as much as it's now actually 4. Minamino's been on the pitch. What?
Just come on.
30 seconds. And gets the fourth goal. And Connor saying it wasn't a tap on. Yeah, I picked up on it, sir. I think Matt may have brushed past it a little bit.
I can read fluent Pipo. That's Minamino's first goal in Premier League this season.
And now your prediction of three apiece is definitely not on the cards.
No, not at all.
What a great ball over the top. Played to Salah in the box, Salah to Trent. Trent has been superb, and just an open net for Minamino to slide the ball into.
That's 2 assists for Alexander-Arnold today. He is absolutely on fire.
Mm-hmm. It's just the fluid football of Liverpool. Tanner, who should be working now, sir. Ha 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 ha. Taka. I mean, he was on the end of a great run of football by Liverpool. It was absolutely superb.
Indeed, and that's confirmation of the goal. Liverpool 4, Arsenal 0. Minamino 70 minutes. They're still just under quarter of an hour to play. Still, this could be still more here. I'm not meaning to pile more on my brother here because my mum likes me to try and keep things nice when it comes to Liverpool Arsenal, but it's not my fault, Mum.
It was all Trent's fault. Most four plus goal defeats at Anfield. Liverpool, Arsenal now take over from sharing with Fulham. They've been beaten at Anfield 5 times by 4 or more goals.
Indeed. Graham saying, James, the answer is no. Connor saying naughty Tanner for texting and working. This is this is a bit of a shame really because Arsenal have been playing some good football in recent times, but they just seem to have just like not come back from the international break.
It's not often a keeper who's putting a shift like
that's a brilliant bit of football, by the way. We've just seen I believe it was Minamino fall over the ball and still managed to get his pass away.
Every time that Liverpool get close to the Arsenal goal, now you sense another goal is on.
A goal, yeah, and this is going to help the goal difference for sure. This is another signal of intent after the Liverpool needed this sort of result after what happened with West Ham 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. This is how you come back from the break, the international break, with a bang, with a team that is not as the strongest. Certainly had missing some key players, but still able to put away a very strong on paper Arsenal team.
If you've gone in the chat, as Arsenal do a quick break here, by the way, ball we put in, it goes out for a goal for a throw on the other side. I would like to point out we lost 5-0 to Liverpool. We were put down as shit and had no chance, but I bet Arsenal will not get called the same, even though they're losing by a similar scoreline. Difference is that they actually are trying.
But to placate Connor, because he's been a star over these last few weeks in the chat.
And today as well, especially.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Connor, this is for you. God damn it, Arsenal are fucking shit.
I'm aware that
Matt left me on that limb all alone.
I'm aware. Well, I can't normally hit this button, but I'm hitting it on your behalf.
Wow.
Because I can't hit the button normally, but that was you hitting a mat attack, Max.
But the thing is, a mat attack's are reserved when the take is hot. I mean,
Arsenal. I don't think they haven't played well today, but they certainly.
Say that, and as we say that, we may have inspired them to. Oh no, we haven't. That was the best chance that they've had in this second half, and nothing at all comes of it. And there's still 10 minutes of this game to go.
And the red arrow, literally red arrows in formation. Liverpool flood forward, and there's the same amount of Liverpool players forward as there is Arsenal players back. And Salah's still got possession of the ball because he's won the corner.
He hasn't.
Oh no, he hasn't. Oh, I thought he won the corner. Connor says,
well, he left it because he thought it was a corner.
Yeah, Connor says, "Thank you."
You're more than welcome, sir.
What amazes me is that Arsenal need something out of this game, and they're still doing the whole defender either side, and it's just a prime pass at defense. Oh no, he's sending them forward this time.
So, fair enough. Man United have just tweeted 42 seconds ago. and it was just Ole saying that this performance was nowhere near good enough.
Yeah, as we said, we do feel like it is a matter of time now, unfortunately, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
The amount of Man United fans who were just replying under that to say, just announce his sacking.
Well, as you were saying earlier, Matt, they've got to negotiate the severance package, of course, because he's just signed a new contract.
Yeah.
Let's talk about other managers who are out of contract who could take a role. Steve Bruce, available, of course, and they
missed out on Dean Smith.
They missed out on he wouldn't have gone there, but they didn't even try for Steven Gerrard. He wouldn't go. He's too Liverpool for that.
I don't know the scenes if he rocked up.
I think there'd be a lot. I think there would be some. Unfortunately, there would be some people who would see it as betrayal, and there would be unfortunately some unsavoury scenes if that was to happen because some people are idiots. FIFA Connor has pledged bringing Fat Frank.
Oh, I mean, I'd keep Ole over Frank.
Partey coming off El Nini.
So somebody has just put on Twitter, Roy Keane's dentist is daydreaming about the extra week he'll be able to build on his house once he's fixed Roy's teeth after all the grinding that he's been doing. I mean, it's sad to laugh at this, but it's also funny.
We have a big moment here. There's a big moment here. Thiago coming off and making his Premier League debut. Tyler Morton.
And what a way to pass it on by Thiago as well, giving him a hug, showing that essentially they've got the respect for him. Or the amount of people asking for Zidane to be signed now is unreal.
He's gonna get back 10 minutes here. That's actually very good of Klopp here, because I didn't think we as Liverpool would be in a position where we could actually bring the players on to give them some game time.
The scenes if he gets a goal.
Oh, it'd be amazing. It'd be amazing for sure. I'm just going to drop into a chat and see what's happening. At least Frank would actually care, says Connor over on Twitch.
That is true, but he's got the tactical nous of an idiot.
Alexander-Arnold and Arnold. This is almost one-touch stuff in places, and Arsenal having to do tiki-taki to get out of the box.
But they're out of it, and they're making a bit of a break. Stopped close to the halfway line though, and Liverpool just get a foot in and attempt over. Alexander-Arnold, since October the 24th, he's had 9 assists.
That a couple of years ago on the Good Cop, Bad Cop football version podcast.
That's in less than a month. In less than a month, he's assisted 9 goals.
We actually were looking at how quickly someone reached 50 assists in the Premier League. I'm not entirely sure how many Alexander-Arnold had now, but I think he might be about to blow apart Ozil's record. FIFA Connor is saying over on Twitch, F it, bring in Rudy, save him from Derby. Because Derby are going down before the season even at the halfway point because of another docking of points. And rightly so, they're coming down quite harshly on the financial fair play in the Football League, it seems, this year.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, that's what the rules there for. Just wish that some clubs would actually respect it. Looking at you, the blue side, Manchester.
So in the Premier League before this game, he's had 39 assists.
So before this game, he had 2 to that. So
41 assists.
9 more.
In 140 appearances. That's ridiculous.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I forget how many Ozil got it in. Well, I think Ozil had it. I think Ozil lost the record to somebody else. Here's one from Connor. What's the chance of Ronaldo being player manager? You mentioned it. No, you didn't. I believe it was Chris who mentioned it on a video with Tanner, which is back in the archives, guys. Worth checking out after this video.
It really wouldn't surprise me. So, career-wise, Trent up to before this game has played 210 games and assisted 54 goals. That's
right back. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, that's outstanding.
He's certainly got the best return for a fullback, I think, in the Premier League. Certainly in recent times. Robertson's the only one who can run him close on a regular basis. Although, having said that, Ben Chilwell's got on a rich vein of goal scoring form.
And Reece James.
Yes. So this is the thing you see. Their fullbacks doing exactly the same job. This is why it's like a duel almost. We've got two sets of British fullbacks. It's fantastic to see. I wanted to bring something up. You continue. I'm just going to find it quickly.
Okay, so there's a lot of talk again about this management placement on Twitter, and somebody's put up an interesting statistic about Cristiano Ronaldo when he's been managed by Zinedine Zidane. So he's played 114 games under Zinedine, scored 112 goals, 32 assists, and won the Champions League 3 times under Zidane. So, I mean, make of that what you will, but there's a lot of talk about Zidane now having this job. Still not any word coming out of this meeting yet. 15 minutes or so.
Arsenal fans are looking rather fed up. I feel bad for someone because they've got to get back to London tonight. And the trains, that's going to be a long train ride home.
I mean, the poor fans that have come up on the club provided coaches have to stay back and watch this game. I mean, their pain will be over in a couple of minutes, but yeah, this has not been a great performance by Arsenal. I feel so sad for Ramsdale because he's put in such a good shift.
We of course Connor's saying as well, if you had Pep as manager, Trent would be in DM. Very possibly he could be. To be fair, I thought Trent could do a job anywhere in midfield as well as at full or wing back. I think maybe he couldn't really do a job. Probably is instead of centre half, although because he's not the tallest. So we've just come up on the last in the 90th minute now, Mags. How do you reckon? Are it going to be painless or could it be painful?
20 seconds to go. You couldn't rule out another goal yet.
So they're going to give him 20. They're going to give 3 minutes, or be a couple. Fixing up top, says Connor.
I mean, he could do a job. He could absolutely do a job as an out and out forward. I think 3 minutes is fair. Although Ramsdale and it is 3 minutes, confirmed as 3 minutes, but Ramsdale and Jota was down for quite a while. It looks like Jack Wilshere's trending for some reason.
Jack Wilshere is providing commentary from the box, you see. So I'm not entirely sure what is being said because obviously got our volume right down.
Fair play. So apparently, Jack Wilshere's got a Liverpool shirt on as well in the box, and he's refused to put on a Tottenham shirt. Apparently,
why did he put on a Tottenham shirt? He was an Arsenal player.
No idea. Apparently, it was for a prank. On TalkSport.
I see. Even though he's on Sky Sports, not at the moment, not on TalkSport. Fair enough. Either way, he's an idiot, I think.
So Ten Hag is now trending as well in the UK. Is it going to be Ten Hag? Is it going to be Zidane, or is it going to be Rodgers? I think those are the 3 big names that have been announced. Rio Ferdinand putting his weight behind Eric Ten Hag.
To be fair, I think that he would. I think he'd be a good signing for him for sure. As Salah runs at the box again, could it be 5 yet?
And this there's a couple of tweets here that have come up that shows the way Man United fans sometimes think as if they are the best thing since sliced bread, or their club's the best thing since sliced bread. I've got a couple of tweets here that are saying bring in Ralph Rangnick till the end of the season. I mean, why would a manager of a top 3 club in Germany leave that club to be interim manager until you want to bring Ten Hag in? That's ridiculous.
Indeed.
And that's delusions of grandeur, I think.
Exactly. Man United, you're not the club you once were. You need to rebuild from the ground up. 30 seconds to go in stoppage time here, Mags. The TV have given the Man of the Match award to Mohamed Salah. 4 shots, 1 goal, 2 chances created. I can see why I've done that. But I've got to say, he's not. He would. As much as I love Mo, and I love Mo dearly, he is not my Man of the Match.
Okay, well, we've got about 10 seconds of the game to go now. I'm sure we'll be giving our Man of the Match soon. It'll be a pretty quick end to this stream as well, because Matt does have to go off and record more content afterwards. So whilst we're waiting for the whistle, we want to thank everybody who's been in the chat, and that is the whistle. It's finished 4-0. Yeah, thank you all for turning up. Thank you all for being in the chat. We always appreciate your support. My Man of the Match, I was tempted with Ramsdale. I think at 2-0, maybe even 3-0, I would have probably given it Ramsdale, because I thought that without him, it could have easily been a cricket score. But I'm actually going to give it to Trent. I think Alexander-Arnold. I think the ways he's been pivotal in the majority of Liverpool's play, he's been absolutely outstanding. And we've just talked about him, how he could probably play in every single position, even the goal. So, yeah, I'm going to give my Man of the Match to Trent.
It's a really good shout for me. Trent is right up there for me. It's been a day where Liverpool didn't really put a foot wrong. For me, though, my Man of the Match, I'm sticking with it. It's Aaron Ramsdale, because without him, it could have been 10.
Fair play. So, come on, Matt.
James,
give us
the comment. James' comment in the chat summed it up, unfortunately. Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry, Jay.
But to be fair to Arsenal, and this is going backtracking on what I said to Connor, we've seen worse performances by this Arsenal team. It's just that everything that Liverpool did turned out to be a goal. I think you just put that up and it said Liverpool 2-0, and then you put all the 4 scorers. There we go.
Yes, I have to admit, I had it as a 2-0 in an Arsenal game. Unfortunately, Arsenal didn't quite get it wanted today. Unfortunately, it's been a game of goals. So
it has. So yeah, for more football, definitely check back with us on Monday for the volley. But before that, we'll have plenty of content here on Radio Tekkers. So stick around, give us a like, give us a follow, give us that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Matt, can you let the people know where they can find you on
absolutely
on the Twitters?
Absolutely, find me at Madtech UK. You can find me on visual media with Google Backup and various other gaming and D&D stuff over there. And you can find me here, obviously, Radio Tekkers, at Radio Tekkers for the main for the channel and the show. Obviously, and he's not here, but do send Tanner a cheeky follow if you want to as well. And obviously, subscribe here on YouTube or on Twitch if you're watching it here or there. What about your good self, Max?
Yep, so on the social medias, I'm only at one place, down here, at PodfatherMags. Come and give me a follow. And as Matt said, stick around, check out the rest of the amazing content we have from this team at Radio Tekkers. We're very, very proud of the stuff that we're putting out, and proud of all the team that we've got here. So give the show a like, a follow. We will see you again next week, but that's pretty much it from us here at Radio Tekkers. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we are
out of here.